Maybe we're going to do the greatest intro that we've ever done, and this is it right now.
This actually isn't the greatest intro ever. This is a tribute to the greatest intro that ever happened.
This is
Ben and I just did the greatest intro ever, but we were unable to recreate it. So we're just doing a tribute to that.
Yeah, it was really funny. Yeah, it was so good.
It was hilarious. So close your eyes, think about my fat hands, laugh, enjoy the rest of the show. Here we have a George story. Hi, Ben.
George.
So years ago, when I was in my youth, I used to go to spring break when I was attending school. And one of the great places to go in Texas is a place called South Padre Island. Okay. South Padre Island is the southernmost point of the contiguous United States. There's parts of Florida a little bit further south, but in the part that doesn't touch water, South Padre is as far south as you go. Any further south, and you're fucking in Mexico. So the weather there is basically tropical. It's always warm there. It does get cold there in very rare occasions, but anyhow, it's the beaches there are great. It's a very low populated part of Texas, so the beaches are always really nice, except for spring break when it just gets destroyed by hundreds of thousands of crazed, horny college that just don't know, when to say when about anything. So I wanted to join that group, and I was young and I was in college.
Right.
And so I got in my car and I drove, and my brother was already down there with his friends. So I got in my car and I drove from Dallas to Padre. This is a 10-hour drive.
Wow.
And it is really fucking boring. People die all the time on that drive from what they call road hypnosis.
Oh, really?
Because the road is so straight and flat that it just disappears into the horizon. And so you just kind of get lulled, just kind of nod off because you're just seeing this stripe go by and and you go off and you hit a cow and you die. So, but I made the drive 10 hours by myself, get to the hotel, and I'm like, woo, I'm going to go dip my toes in the Gulf, man. Whoop, whoop. And I drop all my shit, put it down, put on my swim trunks, go bebopping out. As I go through the front door of the hotel room, like 8 guys are coming in with like fucking kegs and inflatable rafts and whatever, hey, it's party. Woo. Go and I hit the fucking beach. And I dip my toes in. And I turn around and look at all the attractive young ladies, scantily clad and drunken, scattering all over the beaches. I'm like, oh yes, I'm home. Yes, and so I'm happy, and I go running back to the hotel room. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get something to eat, motherfuckers. Yeah. And so I go digging into my bag, and my wallet's gone.
Oh no.
And some of the dudes that came in to party, woo, I guess everything they were holding over their shoulders was shit they stole from other hotel rooms.
Oh no.
And ours was next.
Oh no.
So here I am. I'm at literally 1,000 miles away from home. This is before cell phones. And I have no money. I have no gas cards. I have no credit cards. I have no driver's license.
Oh man.
Everything is gone. It's like they left my clothes, thank God. And so, it ended up being a big pain in the ass, and I had to call my parents, and they had to wire me money. And
wow.
I think my brother had to get it because I didn't have a driver's license to prove it was actually me getting it. And it was really fucked up. So,
crud.
Yeah, it was really bad. And so, but I still stayed for 3 days and got drunk and ate hot dogs on the beach and got into fights with seagulls and stuff like that.
Oh my God.
Kids, come on, fucker, it's my pot pie. But, and then I drove home, which was kind of sketch because we didn't have a lot of money and we had to figure out where the fuck we were stopping for gas. It was a big pain in the ass. Anyway, so I get home and then, I get all my cards replaced and all that shit.
Right.
And my next door neighbor used to be a doorman at a EDM club in Dallas, in downtown Dallas, a very, very popular place. It was very popular, called the Lizard Lounge. Woo! And it's not there anymore, but it was the one of the coolest fucking places in Dallas. Only the cool kids went there. And one day he calls me up. I think it was like midnight or something on a Friday or something like that. And he's like, I pay the phone, like, hey, what's up? And he's like, don't ever do that again. I'm like, do what? I'm just sitting, what? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. He goes, don't bullshit me and don't ever do that again. And I said, my friend, I don't know what the fuck you are talking about. He goes, don't ever give somebody else your driver's license to try to get into this club.
Oh.
And I was like, my driver's license was stolen a year ago. And apparently you just met the person who stole it. And he's like, no. What? I'm like, exactly. Yeah. What is the word? What the fuck did this guy look like? He's like, oh man, I didn't even pay attention. Oh. I mean, this guy literally he's my literal guy. Know me since I was 5 years old. I mean, I grew up next to this guy. And so what are the odds?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Somebody stealing my fucking driver's license, keeping it for a year, and then trying to use it at the one club in Dallas where that driver's license would immediately get noticed. You know, the odds of that happening are like zero. And just for the record, I still have that driver's license. So, I mean, that was just like the weirdest shit ever. I mean, I would love to see what the odds are. I mean, you think maybe the person who had that driver's license before would have turned 21 by now, you know? I mean, after a year, I don't know. It's very weird. It's very weird. Very, very weird. So yeah, but that is a true Joe story.
It's a weird story. Yeah.
Thank you. All right.
So wait, the guy kept the license then?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Oh,
my next door neighbor. Yeah. He's like, he took it from the guy.
Oh, he's like, this ain't you. Give me this. Yeah. Oh,
he's like, this ain't you. I asked him, I said, what happened? He goes, this guy handed me your driver's license, said it was you. Yeah. I said, what'd you do? And he said, I snatched it out of his hand. I said, don't even bring me. I know this guy, that you're not him. Give me the fucking, you go by. And the guy freaked out and he left and they ran off. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, totally freaky shit. Totally freaky shit. As we've discussed before, as I put my eye on my microphone, which I like to do from time to time, just kind of rub my nose on it. I mark it with my scent. In the 70s, do you remember the Chuck Wagon?
Oh, yeah.
Commercials.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Those are awesome.
Chuck wagon that used to come out of the goddamn sink underneath.
It would come out from the sink and it would like run underneath the kitchen table and the dog or the cat would like chase after it. And it would zip around the corner real fast and go underneath something and disappear. And the dog would bam hit his head on the wall.
I love that commercial.
Yeah, it was good.
I cannot tell you how many times I went into our kitchen because we always had dogs.
Oh, and wondered
if one day that fucking Chuck wagon is going to come bebopping out of that goddamn cabinet, because it was the coolest fucking thing ever. If you're, I mean, think about you're a kid, okay, and your whole world is like toy cars, toy trains, toy trucks, and now here you have an animated fucking Chuck wagon with like four little horse and a guy on there, and the horse is fucking galloping, and it was just the coolest shit ever. And I was like, God damn, I know one of these days I'm gonna see that fucking Chuck wagon. And it never came. And my parents didn't even use Chuck wagon dog food. It was just the shit. There would probably be a clip in here somewhere. That maybe we'll have to see if Chonkers gets off his crack long enough to maybe go do some internet research. But and the other one was, and I don't even remember this or not, scrubbing bubbles.
Sure.
Do you remember the scrubbing bubbles?
Yeah, they would go in a circle and they would like go around and they would go down the drain at the end. Of course.
Now I can yes, and that might appear over here or it might not. I don't fucking know. I don't have a crystal ball, folks. I can't figure all this shit out myself. But we never had Chuck wagon dog food, but we had fucking scrubbing bubbles. And I cannot tell you how much of that totally toxic fume I fucking breathed in my youth. Spraying that shit in a bathtub, waiting for those fucking scrubbing bubbles to
cover the whole wall with it.
There are these bubbles. They had like bristles for like their mustache, or whatever, and they just whip around. They clean the bathtub, and it's like shiny, the bing bing, and then they go down the drain.
Down the drain.
Like, let's make this happen, motherfucker.
Let's go.
Sprayed the shit out of it, and it fucking nothing, just a little foam. It's like, God damn it. And this stuff literally is like the most noxious chemical ever. It's like, I mean, it's like you have like plutonium, and then you have like, like a sarin gas, and then right after that, it's fucking scrubbing bubbles, man. Mm-hmm. So if you get within 14 inches of that shit, it just rots your fucking lungs out like mustard gas. But the bubbles were so fucking cute, man. And I just, you want to talk about a wasted youth? I spent half of my childhood waiting for that fucking chuck wagon and those goddamn bubbles to show up. They never did. They never did, Ben. They never did.
Don't give up hope.
Never give up. Thank you for watching My Fat Hands.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Or good morning, wherever you are.
Drive safe.
Schnitzel. It's delicious.